It ain't tacos. It ain't tacos.
We didn't have time to cook tacos today. We just came home from voting.
Freedom food.
What an adventure. For those of you who were following me on Instagram or watching some of his other videos that we were posting while we were out.
Holy crap. We're
Made some new friends while we were standing in line.
in my adult life, I have never missed a primary or a November election. I first voted in 1988, and I've never missed an election since.
I was 6.
Today was not going to be that day. I earned this thing.
We were out there with so many people, and then it started thundering. Thor started talking to us, and then it started raining, and then this Milwaukee weather kicked in. Yep, we made it.
Hail.
It started hailing. Like, them fuckers hurt.
When we left out of the house,
It was almost
70 some odd degrees.
Beautiful. My toes are still cold.
There were volunteers walking the line.
No one who was actually working in the voting center. They were just walking the line, handing out candy, playing music. When it started raining, they were handing out trash bags. And somebody, I swear, went over to like the Walgreens that's nearby and bought all their ponchos and started handing them out.
He walked up with a box of ponchos and just started handing them out. When it started hailing,
one man got out of his car and offered his umbrella up. There was a gentleman behind us, bad arthritis in the ankles and hips. We made sure he got it. And the guy didn't say nothing. He just handed him it and
take it,
got
man.
back in his car.
Go.
It was crazy adventure.
It was a shit show is what it was.
I was trying to be nice.
And it's not the fault of the voters. It's not the fault of the voting volunteers.
Isn't there a little bit in the politics? Just because he's very, very passionate about politics, about voting, about democracy and freedom in this country.
My family exists after twice escaping monstrous rules. My grandmother managed to escape during the Russian Revolution and get out from underneath of the Bolshevik Revolution, and she would have been killed. She lost most of her family. They were killed.
Simply because of who they were related to.
Yeah. So they fled. And they fled to Yugoslavia. And authoritarian rule there, he got kind of overthrown in the beginning and kept from in power. And then World War II happened. And the Nazis came to power. And when Nazis came to power, the remnants of the Yugoslavian government empowered this guy to fight against the Nazis. My grandfather, my grandmother's husband, had been one of the men involved in putting him in jail before World War II. My grandfather had been a state lawyer that put Tito in jail before World War II.
Consequently, this is actually family history for Phoenix as well.
So, family was Between Tito and the Nazis, there was no good answers. My family was saved by being able to come to the United States. When I was a young man, my mom impressed upon me how important voting, what it represented overall. What we consider
She's got hiccups.
What we consider a basic freedom here in the country, a lot of other countries don't have.
The dog's got the hiccups.
And so I don't take voting for granted. And I'm not going to get into my rants about politics because this is a politic-free zone when it comes to parties or your beliefs or your alignments, because in the end, politics aside,
We're only human.
This is a channel about a hobby and about a game and a basic concept that we should all be good and decent to each other no matter what. I was not going to let my vote be unheard today.
So, adventure. In other news that's not so somber, the long-awaited, long talked about designs for Primed for Licking and the new Gamecraft Dragon logo are done. They're in the computer, and Marmot, hi. Don't mind me, we're eating. We just got home, and I'm hungry. They are done. And Heinrich Botha was so excited about the concept of what the Primed for Licking can do, he actually sent me a rendering of paint water cups with the Primed for Licking on the side. So
it's pretty cool. I'm very excited.
Tomorrow I will be messing around with the interface for the website that we will be going through to get shirts to everybody. So if you want to buy swag, and we should possibly also be having maybe those painting cups if I can figure out how to do that, as well as possibly mugs. So
shirts and mugs are easy.
The painting cups, not so much. Though Inquisitor Zane says that it shouldn't be too hard because they're not very big, that they might be able to be rendered through a plastic printer. Try and say that 3 times fast when you're drunk. Also, don't mind me, today's the first day that I get to eat solid food.
Can you make leg chop? Put Paul up.
Leg child? Can you please put the whiner out? Because I think he has to piddle. Thank you, love.
And make sure they have food and water.
We appreciate it. Yeah.
Sorry.
We're
just getting my energy back. Sorry. Give me a sec, guys. So it got so cold on the way back that my shoulder went numb. I've got a slightly bum shoulder. Not a big deal. It's normally not a problem. But for whatever reason, it got cold enough that I couldn't grab anything with my hand.
Do you have any idea how many times I have to tell him that?
Dude.
Woohoo!
Woot. I'm excited.
Phoenix has finally finished her first Warhammers. So, yay! Also, this morning I got to spend some time with our favorite talking potato in Scotland, Spud.
He's not from Scotland.
I don't know where he's from.
He's from England. But that's the funny thing he says, because he doesn't have a posh accent. Everybody thinks he's from Scotland.
I don't care where he's from. He's pretty. He was fun. He was painting some goblins. For his Blood Bowl team. It was very cool.
If you see my Instagram, you see my latest project. 40 grots, 30 boys, 5 burner boys, 5 knobs, a pain boy, and a knob with a log banner.
That's my favorite.
Less than 10 subs away from 500.
Yes, Spud actually got us about 9. It got us 9 this morning, actually, from his guys in the chilling.
From his live chat, for the live chat. So we are less than. I mean, last I checked was like 6 or 7.
Yep, we're so close.
So that being said, it's one of the reasons I wanted to make sure I did this tonight. For 500, there will be 2 giveaways. One of them is going to be the passive forward box to another. Oh my God, this shirt is ripped all the hell. I had no idea.
I told you it was.
I had no idea. I was so. I'm sorry, guys. My shirt is all ripped to shit. It's embarrassing. It came from Rob Minch Paintbrush. It went to Mythos and Freak at Frost and Fist. Then it went over to Nick at IDIC Beer. And I got it from IDIC Beer. So when I hit 500 subs, when I officially hit it, I will be doing a drawing. I'll actually do a specific video for all the channels out there that are willing to be part of this Pay It Forward program. And one person will be randomly win, and they will get a box of stuff. And it's kind of a big box to help promote their channel. And the only agreement is that they'll have to do a video doing an unboxing and then put together another box for the next channel. That being said, I will also be doing a giveaway for 500 subscribers. That'll be open to the average dude or dudette out there. Now, I did this for 400, and Cinedave won that one, and he got a Sister Amalia and a Hospitalier because he had a Sisters of Battle. That's his main army. And we'll talk about that when we get there. But it's gonna be for everybody. So everybody. So I'm looking forward to getting those last 5-6 subs. So we're hoping. 2.5 hours out in cold and rain and sleet and wind, wearing a trash bag t-shirt.
Getting yelled at in my case because I was refusing to put the offered trash bag to protect myself from the rain.
Yeah, it saps you. I am dead. I'm normally the guy that's up until, 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning doing stuff. When we're done with the live stream, I'm going straight to bed. I'm done. I'm going straight to bed. I'm going to wrap up in my Avengers blanket. I don't fucking care. I'm going to bed. I am that dead. I am sapped. I'm tapping. I'm done. So let's quick talk about news. There's a big release coming up this week. Saturday will be the 3rd big reveal from Warhammer. A lot of people are guessing that this 3rd reveal is going to be the big Warhammer 40K reveal. That should see the new Primaris bikes and the Primaris speeder and the other secret things that we've had snuck out to us and blah, 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 blah. We'll see it when we see it. But
next Saturday.
This coming Saturday. It's this coming Saturday. I thought it was this coming Saturday.
No, this weekend is Easter.
Oh shit! All right, all right.
I've been trying to tell him that for like 2 days now.
I don't keep track of holidays. Yeah, I did do it.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was. Well, it was something.
I passed the hell out afterwards.
Yeah. So, and I was in the midst of putting together a video for Sunday, my regular crafting video. And come to find out, in about half the filming, I had bumped the camera right after I set it up. So it filmed the feet of the tripod rather than the actual work table. So I had to put together some other bases to redo the part of the video. So I got to paint them. I was going to try and do them today because I was putting it in my mind, I'm going to do this, that, and this, the other thing. And then it's like, oh, you got to go vote. Okay, well, that'll be fun. It'll be like an hour, maybe 2 hours. That'll be fun. I'll still have time. I can do it after we've done voting. No, I'm going to go bed. Big D, CP. So, but I did do a 6-hour live stream.
Exactly, Commodore, just like the filming of the last battle report. Me thinks that he might want to get a new cameraman. Okay. I know my man.
So yeah. So there's really not a lot going on. I mean, there were some reveals. The reveals are pretty cool. We talked about them on Saturday for the 6 hours are on. So I'm not going to go over them again, but they're pretty cool. I'm looking forward to the next reveals. So that means that Easter's this weekend. So there's going to be literally nothing for next week being revealed. So yeah, lovely. Well, that just means I'll have lots of hobby time, right? I have a lot of figures to paint, and I'm happy for it. I'm actually, it's hard to show how excited and happy I am right now. I'm literally, oh my God, I feel like someone just beat me up with a sledgehammer. I just want to sleep. And that's the whole thing. I want to talk about how, well, you're going to come up here? You're going to come up here? You can come up here and film. I'm happy to have you come up and film. Come on up.
They would be happy to have you up in front of the camera again. He likes the woman.
I'm actually working on some new terrain that I'm not doing for a video because it's not my design. But once that terrain is done, I'm going to probably do a video doing some add-ons based on that dude's set. So Wylock created a set of really cool industrial terrain, and I think it's missing some basic things that he hasn't covered. So I'm going to create him and give him love and have him give me some love back because he and I have talked a little bit about this. And I was like, so I want to show some love. But I really want to do this junkyard, the scrapyard stuff, which I'm about halfway through painting as well. So I got content, guys. I really do. I got to tell you,
leave me alone. I'm hungry.
Working from home, where my main workbench is where I work from home from, when I'm done working for the day, okay, I'm going to get up and go, and I'm going to sit right back down here at the desk. So as you can see, there's a huge monitor behind me. So I can set up and work someplace else than right here at the bench. And that did help. And I'll tell you what, if I hadn't had to vote today, I probably would have got a lot more done. So we'll see how tomorrow goes.
Right before we left, I was messing with the logos and trying to get his, well, what colors do you want me to make this so I can ship it off to the, printer?
So we'll be getting a lot. I mean, so hopefully I should have, once I have that stuff all set up and rendered and ready to go, which we only have, we should have mugs and t-shirts up on Teespring. I'll have links on the main page here on the About page. So we'll have Teespring available stuff. Swag. Maybe even do hoodies. Making available hoodies. What do you think of hoodies? I like hoodies.
I could pay for one if I want one.
Yeah. It's okay.
Can't we just get a Cricut and do it ourselves?
No, because they're not doing iron. These are silk screened. And I mean, we could do silk screening, but I don't want them. Last time I did silk screening, no. We're just going to do it to Teespring, so I don't have to deal with that mess. Yeah. What you got on the bench? Oh yeah, you finished him.
Yep, I finished Kudos, and he is sitting up. Pictures are available on Instagram, unless people really want me to get him down, so you can try and see him with our webcam.
What's next?
I am debating on whether or not I'm going to try the, as my loving husband has calling it, his batch painting.
It's called badge painting, bitches. Look it up.
A lot of my little night hunts, the little ones.
Chain rasps.
They're all pretty much, no, not the chain rasps, the smaller ones.
That's what those are. Those are the chain rasps. The little ones are the chain rasps.
Very sure.
Yep.
Anyway, I thought about just doing a quick, because most of they're going to be easy. I mean, they're all pretty simplistic.
They're chain rasps. They're like, you need like 60 of them. They're like grots. They're like undead grots. Grots.
So yeah, but I think that might be my next. I haven't quite decided yet.
So seriously, guys, tell me the truth. Is there anything more iconic than second edition Orc Boys? These guys are hilarious looking.
I want one of these ones because I want to make them look like a speedster type. That's going to be a drag queen. She's going to put the dragon drag queen.
That's hilarious. Oh. No, it is hilarious. It's really funny. It's actually really super funny. It really is. I'm not trying to be sarcastic. I'm really not. Wow.
Yeah. Can you tell we're tired?
Holy crap. Let's see. What else is going on? I think that's it.
They announced that MMO for
Oh yeah, there's an MMO coming for coming for Warhammer 40K.
Supposed to be on
mobile.
Thank you, Kaiju.
They're going to be on mobile. They just took me out of the equation. I was in. I'm like, all right, you know.
And then they mentioned it was going to be a first-person shooter, and I'm like, peace out.
Yeah.
And then they went, it's for the mobile device, and he went, peace out.
Yeah, done. So yeah. Oh yeah, that's good stuff. Actually, that stuff works really well.
We have a lot of it.
Yeah. No, the synthetic moss, the roll of it, I have used it only for terrain.
Mm-hmm.
But it works pretty good.
I look forward to the report.
Mod Podge. If it's the stuff I'm thinking of, use Mod Podge because that stuff will pull apart, and the Mod Podge will lock it together, and it locks it to the base. So should be pretty good.
Just dropping by to say hi. Glad you guys have a great evening.
Thank you, Earthman Brick.
Thank you, Earthman. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way out when you have to leave, please.
I don't know. I saw the pictures of it. It's like a first person. I just like, why would you
Yeah, it doesn't work for me. One, I can't stand first person shooters. I suck at them. Excuse me.
I don't want a first person shooter. I'm thinking that the Marines at this point needed a first person shooter to really do 40K. But it's like a first person shooter on a mobile device. I'm like, why? Why? I was expecting something along the lines of like Raid or Forge of Empire, something like that, or Clash of Clans, anything like that on a mobile device. And I'd have been like, okay, well, yeah, okay, I can maybe, yeah. But a first-person shooter on a mobile device? That's like, I saw somebody years ago, somebody did a driving game on a mobile device where you held your phone.
I do remember
and
that.
you use your phone to steer, and I'm like, why didn't I get a notification?
I don't honestly know the answer to that.
I don't know, Zane. Because California hates you. I don't know.
Or the internet does.
Or YouTube hates you. But we love you, Zane.
I can tell you that Hellchild gave me an idea for another shirt that he thinks would be funny. People chucking dice at a dragon.
That's not.
Yes, to us. 27 minutes. Zane. How long are we going to stay on? Probably another 15.
Yeah, I'm exhausted, dude. I'm ready to go to bed now.
I'm fighting to stay awake, in all honesty.
I mean, I didn't even do that much, but it just sucked the life out of me.
Oh my gosh. It was the rain. That rain and then the wind afterwards. Yeah, sorry, Zane.
But I voted.
I made you something later.
It's a stupid little sticker, but it means everything to me.
But we did it. We voted. Now we're here.
Yeah.
It was kind of a quiet week in gaming, unfortunately, for everything. We are.
Yeah, because you guys don't do daylight saving. Well, that
should be 6:45.
If he's on California time.
Pacific.
Yeah. It's like I said, California time. How long are you guys up? All right, I get off work at 4. We got out of the house by 4:30, and we're there by 5. In
the line by
no, we drove up and got a parking spot by 5. And then we had to walk, and we got to the school, and we're like, okay, oh, there's a line in front of the school. Okay, we'll go. We got to the corner.
And it went around the side.
Oh, it's around the side. Okay, it goes up the block. Oh,
okay.
And then it turns in the park. Oh, that's fine.
Oh, it's at the park.
Oh, then we turn in.
Goes around
the park. Oh, the other end of the park. All right, well, we'll cut through the middle of the park and get to the other end.
Oh, look.
It goes down the block.
Keeps going down the block.
Oh, well, then it goes to the church. Well, fine. We'll be at the edge of the church. It goes past the church and goes down. So it literally.
Fire station, not a church lot.
Whatever.
The only reason I know that is because.
Because the freaking fire engine came out of it. That's right.
The fire engine.
So yeah,
just about the time that the rain decided.
Yeah. So literally, we were outside.
Really? They were talking about the news in California?
Oh yeah. Yeah. This is a shit show.
We're gonna put a pin in that because.
Okay. No, I'm not.
And we lost him.
All right. Here's the thing. The coronavirus is a horrible, bad thing. It's a terrible thing. And because of it and the need for social distancing, one group of legislators in our state, realizing how close it was to election time, tried to put out a piece of legislation that would have extended the mail-in ballots to make it easier to make sure everybody was able to vote and would have the time to vote, and we could do it safely from home so that we wouldn't have problems like this, because there were concerns about there being enough voting places plus social distancing and not wanting hotspots to pop up. The party that decided that this was a good idea was shot down by the party that has more legislators in our state Senate. And they shot it down and said, nope, everybody can just go vote. If you don't want to vote, stay home, basically.
And then they shut down all of the polling stations in Milwaukee except for 5.
Six. A city of nearly 500,000 people. And we had 6 polling stations open in the city. Our state capital, which is about half the size of our city,
and has a lot more active cases of corona,
had 110 voting stations open. They had all their standard voting stations open.
There were people who requested the absentee ballots so that they didn't have to come out and potentially place themselves and their families at risk, and never received them.
That's a big thing. There was a date to order them by, to get them by. There was a date that you had to send them in by, which was today. And if you didn't get them by today, too bad.
Yeah.
There was no extension.
There was,
and that was the whole thing, because there were so many that had to be sent out. One party was like, let's give people an extension so everybody can vote. And the other party was like, nope. And the vote was literally split directly down party lines. I'm not going to get into party politics. I'm not going to talk about parties. I'm not going to talk about other policies. I am not going to let some legislator limit my ability to vote and silence my voice simply because they can't control the narrative in certain areas of my state. And that is the honest reality. I live in the largest urban center in my state. And very often, my city carries state votes. When a full empowered election happens and people show up to vote, you will see the city I live in outvote the rest of the state.
There was a gentleman that I had the pleasure, I never got his name, had the absolute pleasure. He was an older gentleman. He had some few health problems. And he wanted to get out of the line a couple of times. We got to talking. And he was telling us that every time he was just about to step out of line, go back to his car, back when we first got in the line, because he wasn't going to wait. It was bullshit. It really was. I mean, that line, that's just the, wow. Anyway, he was telling us about his grandmother. His grandmother was 97 years old when she first was able to vote. 97 years old in Mississippi before the law allowed her, a black woman, to vote.
And there was a whole thing about it was because of IDs and because of birth certificate, and there was so much crap around why it couldn't happen.
When she finally got to vote, he says he will never forget this. And he's getting up in his age now. He'll never forget the tears on her face because she never understood what the big deal was. And then she voted. She got a chance. And the person she wanted to get into legislation, the person that she wanted to win, won. And she realized what it meant to vote. And she begged her grandkids, vote. Even if you think it's pointless, vote. Because she never had the right. And now she did.
One of the reasons that there has been so much divisiveness over this ballot is because there's been some massive gerrymandering going on in this state for a couple decades now. And there is a movement to finally undo some of the problems that go on in this state because certain parties have been in certain power for long enough in the right places to basically make any election their election because they can circumvent votes. A lot of people, myself included, think that's the big reason why there was so much effort to suppress this Milwaukee vote, because Milwaukee will push a vote in a direction that these guys don't want. I am unabashedly a patriot. I am unabashedly a supporter of this country and what it stands for. And yeah, I am a flag waving, I love America, apple pie, baseball, and the red, white, and blue patriot. But I'm also not blind to the problems this country has. And again, I think a lot of that comes from my mom and the fact that she was a realist about a lot of things. How things were really great, but how there were problems and how these problems spring up. And I lived most of my life thinking, yeah, it's not that. And I've seen now these last 4 years, it's just, I've never seen shit like this. So I'm going to get off the topic. If there is something you strongly believe in and you have a voice to do something about it, even if your voice is going to be drowned out in a hurricane of opposition, you have to. You have to. Hang on. And see, that's the thing. I'm a firearm owner. I own firearms. There are some inalienable rights in this country, and one of them is being treated with respect. Do try to marginalize people because you disagree with them and make it so you take away their voice. You're taking a step away from being what America's supposed to be about. So,
To add this, because once again, this little speech is once again,
it's the reason why Captain America is my favorite superhero. And honestly and truly, he has been for a very long time.
It doesn't matter what the press says. Doesn't matter what the politicians or the mob say. Doesn't matter if the whole country decides that something wrong is right. This nation was founded on one principle above all else: the requirement that we stand up for what we believe, no matter the odds or the consequences. So when the mob and the press and the whole world tell you to move, your job is to plant yourself like a tree beside the river of truth and tell the whole world, no, you move. That's a good thing. The California gun laws needed a little bit of a tweaking.
Yeah. Just like the New York gun laws. The New York gun laws seriously needs some retweaking.
Look,
I don't
I
think
have a problem with guns. I just don't think people need to own military level guns.
I don't think the average person needs to own a dozen 30-round magazines.
It's one of my favorite quotes. It's the first time I heard it, I thought it was, yeah, and it's only gotten more. There's another one that I know. I cannot quote it, but I do.
I disagree.
Everybody's allowed to.
And you know what? That's okay. And that's the best part about this country.
Yeah, everybody's allowed to have their own.
You're allowed to disagree. I don't have to agree with you to respect you.
I don't agree with half of his. I don't agree with some of him, and he sure shit doesn't agree with me because I'm a dreamer. And I don't mean that in the term that has been given to it politically.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I'm the type of person that has,
yeah. So, and that's the thing. I don't mind people having different viewpoints. I don't mind people debating the viewpoints. The only thing I can't stand is when people say, well, I believe this way, and because you don't agree with me, you shouldn't be allowed to have any say. That's a problem.
Well, to wrap this up, as we are both very tired, and I really want to get him off this political because it keeps him very amped up. And this is not a political thing. This is a channel for community and for a game that brings us all together, even if it is a very satirical game that is very tongue-in-cheek whole thing. And you should have heard this man when the rain started coming down, because he was like, my God sits on a golden throne and he must be sad for it is raining. Anyway.
So, and that being said, I think there's only one rule that matters. Honestly, in the end, there's one rule that matters.
Don't be a dick.
Take care of each other. Take care of the person next to you. If everybody takes care of the person next to you,
communities,
then everybody's okay. So,
but my other little, just a real quick to Zane, how many minis painted total do you have at this point?
For the year?
Yes, for the year. Pew
pew. I don't know.
Like job.
I'd have to check my list. It's somewhere in the 50s, I believe. I'd have to check. I'd have to check my Instagram. I'm actually planning on doing a video on it.
I have 15.
I'm actually planning on doing a video covering the first quarter of the year. So everything up till the 31st of March. Not a lot.
Somebody smells like vanilla.
Yeah. So I'm going to put that up there, though, so we have an idea there. I could check. I'm too brain dead right now. You know what? I will. Yeah.
It's okay, Kaiju. Ninny, Warmut, you have an excuse, sir.
Yeah.
You still get to work.
Like I said, April's going to be a fun month because I'm at home and I have 100 orcs sitting on my bench waiting for paint. I want to see how many of them I can get done. So
I'm just hoping to get the rest of my night hunt army hopefully done by the end of the month. There's not really a lot of it because it's only a 500-point army. So you are essential, Dave, and we love you.
So am I, buddy.
Even if my place of business in another state just got a cease and desist order.
Only in Ohio.
Yeah.
All right. So that being said, thoughts for the night: be good to each other, take care of each other, look out for each other.
You can do it. You'll beat me, Zane. I can already guarantee
you. And it's okay to disagree. It is okay for friends to disagree.
No.
And that doesn't make them not friends.
I don't want to feel your wet head.
So I want all of you to take care. I want you to take care of each other. Take care of your loved ones. Tell them how much you care about them. And
yes, it is.
Epic your life. Epic your freedoms. And game on, everyone. Thank you so much. Sorry for this abridged episode.
Sorry, I'm just laughing over the. Don't you dare!
Good night, folks.
Good night, everybody. We love you. Rest well when you find it.